I've got myself in a little bit of trouble at work. My boss has said we haven't been getting enough new subscribers here at Warriors Today, and I know we're in the dog days of the offseason, but they've given me an ultimatum. My boss has said we need 25 new subs today on the channel, or else we cannot do watch parties. No live streams on the channel this upcoming season. So if you guys want us to go live for Warriors games this upcoming year, go down below and hit the subscribe button, 100% free. What's going on, Dub Nation? You're watching Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Tyler Smith, and the Warriors have some trade rumors on the horizon. A couple of big names are on their radar, according to an NBA insider, and we're going to dive into those on today's show as a new trade report came out from Jake Fischer. Now, before we get into who the Warriors are targeting, you might have seen him on the thumbnail of today's video, we got to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is Jonathan Kuminga, and the fact of the matter is he will be on the Warriors this upcoming year. The trades that we're going to talk about on today's show do not involve a near-future trade involving Jonathan Kuminga, if they do at all. He will end up re-signing with the Warriors one way or another, whether it is accepting the deal the Warriors have on the table, the 2 years, $45 million with the no-trade clause getting waived, yada, yada, yada. You guys know it. We've talked about it a bazillion times now. Or accepting the $8 million a qualifying offer and having that no-trade clause and full control over his future starting in 2026. One way or another, he's going to be on the team. But when he does, he cannot be traded until January 15th. So keep in mind, the trade rumors that we'll be discussing on today's show, none of them can really be executed until the new year. So Kuminga will be a part of the team. This is no sign and trade or deals going on. They could involve his contract at the full $20+ million that he could accept. But as of right now, there's no trade imminent with Kuminga. He will end up re-signing at some point in the next month or so. Now, the number one trade target that we're talking about on today's show is not exactly a new name, definitely not a new name in the NBA streets. LeBron James, obviously, is the trade target the Warriors are viewing as a pipe dream at this point. Pairing LeBron with Steph is always going to be the goal, as you have only a few more years of really high-level Curry basketball left. I mean, who knows? Who am I to underestimate the guy at this point? But seriously, LeBron himself, he's 41 years old, he's 41 now. It's insane. So you only have a finite amount of time left for these two to share the floor together on an NBA floor. Could it happen at some point here in the near-ish future? Here's what Fischer had to say. He said, "I'm told that the Warriors have called the Lakers on multiple occasions over the last 18 months to see whether there is any trade pathway to pairing LeBron James with Steph and Curry, who roughly a year ago at this time was teaming with LeBron for the United States senior men's basketball team on its run to a gold medal at the Paris Olympics. After those NBA Finals clashes back in the 2010s, James and Curry were said to greatly enjoy their experience as teammates on the international stage, with, of course, Golden State Steve Kerr serving as their Olympic coach." Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. It would be absolutely awesome to see these guys paired up on the floor together. But there aren't many ways for this thing to get done. Like, LeBron already has a no-trade clause, so firstly, LeBron would have to request a trade, and you have to request a trade to the Golden State Warriors. Now, if he were to ask out of LA, I don't see many teams around the league that he would probably want to go to more than the Golden State Warriors, so essentially, LeBron would have to request a trade, and that's not really something that's on the horizon at this point, but the Warriors are definitely still interested. However, they would have to give up a major part of their roster in order to get this done. LeBron makes over $50 million a year, and there's really only one player on the Warriors that is not named Steph Curry that can kind of get those numbers and those salaries all the way matched up, and that's Jimmy Butler, who they recently acquired back in February, who the front office has said is their major big fish. He was their splash move that they have made to try to get Steph and Draymond another ring under their belts and obviously get Butler his first. So it doesn't look like the Warriors are going to be hunting for guys who make in that $55 million range here over the next couple of seasons while Butler plays out his recently signed contract extension as well. And does it even matter whether or not Golden State would be willing to part with Jimmy in this type of deal? I think they would, but the Lakers, would they want Butler next to Luka Doncic at this point in his career? I think they probably think they have a better chance at having LeBron next door than trading him to Golden State and having Jimmy Butler playing in purple and gold. Here's what Lakers Daily had to say, and this is according to league sources from them. They're one of the more reputable Laker outlets for the longest time in the NBA. They said the Lakers have no interest in Golden State Warriors forward Jimmy Butler or Jonathan Kuminga in a potential LeBron James trade. So even if you wanted to not include Jimmy in some way, shape, or form, and you sign Jonathan Kuminga to a little bit more expensive of a contract, maybe you guarantee some more money, that'll entice him to sign it, that's for sure. But then you're at max $25 million. And like you then have to include Buddy Hield, there's $9 million. And then, oh wait, yeah, there's no other player making close to $10 million on the roster that Golden State can go out there and trade aside from Moses Moody. So Moody, Buddy Hield, and Kuminga for LeBron, and you probably have to pay Kuminga even more than $25 million at that point. It's just completely unrealistic, but if there's some way or shape or form where they can make it happen, I'm all for it. What about you guys? Would you want LeBron James on the Warriors? I know there's a lot of Dubs fans that don't like LeBron all that much, so sound off for me in the comment section. Would you want LeBron James on the Warriors if there was a possible trade pathway to be had? Let me know down in the comment section below. Now we're going to get to the more realistic Golden State trade target. Look, they're going to continue calling on LeBron as long as he's not saying that there's no chance he would leave the Lakers, right? Like, he hasn't said that completely at this point, so the Warriors will be keeping tabs as long as possible. But is there a real trade target on the horizon for this season? Maybe when they want to trade Jonathan Kuminga down the line post-January 15th? Well, let's hear about it from Fischer here. He said the more realistic trade target then would likely be New Orleans Pelicans swingman Trey Murphy. I love myself some Trey Murphy, man. Sources say that the Warriors have a strong affinity for Murphy and have made outreach to New Orleans as recently as this summer. I bet you they tried to get a Kuminga sign and trade deal done at some point. Yet, sources say that the Pelicans, to be clear, have batted away all calls for the 25-year-old, valuing him highly. The two-way forward will be playing on a contract in 2025-2026 at precisely $25 million on the dot, as desirable as his talent. Look, man, Trey Murphy, you could argue he is as close to an all-star level player in this league as it gets, and he continues to ascend. I would trade Jonathan Kuminga in 2 firsts for Trey Murphy right now. Right now. No questions asked. 2 unprotected. Easily. Trey Murphy is a player that continues to get better and continues to get more efficient in his career. Like, this guy is an awesome downhill attacker. So if you take into account what Jonathan Kuminga does well also Trey Murphy does that really, really great too. Like, he's an unreal athlete. He can sky up above the rim. And he has a reliable volume three-point shooting, guys. He's a career 38% three-point shooter, and he just crossed the 20-point-per-game threshold this past season. You could argue he got robbed for most improved player, going up from 15 points tonight to 21 on basically the same efficiency while being a better rebounder, while being a more efficient shooter from the entire floor all around. He's got the in-between game. He's got, honestly, a group of size-up moves to his game as well as an on-the-ball creator that would be awesome for this Warriors team. I think he would start immediately at that 2-guard, fit in seamlessly, and he could play off the ball as well as an awesome catch-and-shoot player. Now, like I said, obviously this would happen after January 15th, so don't expect the Warriors to be playing with a Trey Murphy, if it is even possible, for the beginning of this season. It would be nearly a trade deadline acquisition, but this is a guy that I would want in Golden State for the long term. He's only 25 years old, like, keep in mind. So, like, this is a guy who you could have for the next 7 years as I believe he could be a real pillar of the organization, way more than a guy like Jonathan Kuminga could, and he's 3 years older, almost on a completely different contract. So I'm all in on trading for Trey Murphy if the possibility is there, but who knows, considering how high of a price they have on him at this point. New Orleans is not a great front office, though, historically. Maybe Golden State could swindle them one way or another. You guys tell me, should the Warriors trade for Trey Murphy? Do you agree with me? Type T for trade, type P for pass. I'm trying to hear from Dub Nation down in the comments section. Is Trey Murphy a top trade target for you or not? Next, we're going to get into a Trey Murphy trade proposal and a couple more Warriors things to discuss on the back half of today's show. But first, get hooked up with this awesome deal with our friends at chatsports.com/dubcity. Look, the city jerseys, the city uniforms, the colorways that they dropped this past season were awesome. And I would want to have this shirt. High quality, Nike, on sale, $35. Chatsports.com/dubcity. That's chatsports.com/dubcity. DUBSCITY. Don't worry, you don't have to type it in. I put it in the comment section and description of today's video as well. Go get yourself an awesome navy blue Warriors long sleeve today. The trade proposal. Warriors, Kuminga, Trey Murphy, Pelicans. That's what we're doing. Jonathan Kuminga, Trey Jackson-Davis, 2 unprotected first-round picks. Honestly, guys, I don't think this gets it done. I'll be honest. I bet you there's Warriors fans in the comment section that would decline this trade. I don't think any Warriors fans should decline this trade. This would be something that I would consider highway robbery, to be quite honest with you. If New Orleans went out and asked me for 3 first-round picks, I'm still doing it. I'd argue if New Orleans asked me for 4 first-round picks, I'm still doing it. This is a Desmond Bane level player. Desmond Bane level player. Look what he went for. A lot. Like, a good bit from the Orlando Magic. They traded away like 5 first-round picks or something like the control of 5 first-round picks. This is a no-brainer, like ascending talent as close as it gets to an all-star. And I think next to Steph, Jimmy, Draymond, it would only open the floor up more, like astronomically a better fit than Jonathan Kuminga. Time will only tell if the Warriors can make a deal like that happen. I don't think the Pelicans are that interested in it right now, but I would pressure the Warriors to continue trying until that Kuminga contract is tradable once he ends up re-signing this upcoming season. Now, on tomorrow's show, we are going to discuss a new Warriors free agent target as they still have 6 roster spots available. There's presumptively 4 players who are going to fill 4 of those spots, but they still have 2 more spots open after that. Is there another free agent that Golden State could have on their radar? We'll talk about that on tomorrow's show. That's why you subscribe to the channel. That will do it for today's edition of Warriors Today by Chat Sports. YouTube.com/Warriors TV for the best and most consistent Warriors content on YouTube all off season long. See you guys in the next one. And as always, let's go Dubs.